There is truly only one thing that you have to do. Hi, I'm Mike Jones, President of Discover Leadership Training, and welcome to Come to the Edge podcast. Our topic today is really focused on helping you to truly become aware that there are no victims in the context of this conversation. There are only volunteers. So how many of you as parents or you've ever heard a parent telling a child to do something and the child asks, do I have to? Do I really have to? When the child performs this task, they feel that they have to do it. When that happens, the child does not understand why they're being asked to do a specific task. So they are doing it in compliance to a perceived negative consequence. You really got to hear me now because this is going somewhere. Everything that you do has a consequence. Let me say that again. Everything that you do has a consequence. Consequences produce both positive and negative outcomes. Most of you never thought about it from that perspective. What generally determines if the consequence is positive or negative for you is based upon your acceptance and your understanding of the outcome and your expectations of how things should have turned out. No, so I got to say that and make that clear. So many of you spend your entire lives shooting all over yourself. Focus on what should happen and what shouldn't happen, how things should go and how they shouldn't go. But if you are performing a task or behaving in a certain way because you feel you have to and you don't accept personal responsibility for doing that task or understand why you are expected to behave in a certain way, then you are likely acting in compliance because of a perceived negative consequence. Why are you doing the things that you are doing professionally? Have you ever stopped and asked yourself that question? Why are you doing the things that you're doing personally? Do you understand and accept your personal responsibility for those specific outcomes? Why are you where you are in your life professionally and personally? Is it because you are happy? Is it because you feel fulfilled, invigorated, challenged, satisfied? Why are you doing what you are doing? Why are you where you are? And in the relationships that you are, is it because you feel that you have to in order to pay your bills? Is that why you're in that job? Is it because you feel that you've got to support your family or that it is a means of survival? So let me just share a story with you. During the one-on-one coaching call that I had with a client, she told me how badly her job sucked. She shared with me how drained she was at the end of the day, how drained she was from doing this job and taking so much from her family by way of the amount of time that she spent in this job. She said that she did not feel like she had to work in such a way because there was no work-life balance for her. I then asked her, what are the consequences of communicating what she wanted from this job and what she needed to be happy and fulfilled in the job? What would be the consequence of telling her boss what would make her feel valued in this job and what it would take to make her feel like she had work-life balance? She said the consequences would be they would find someone else to replace her. I then asked her, do you feel like you have to do this job? And of course, she said yes. I asked why. She said, I have to pay my mortgage. I have to pay for childcare. I have to feed my family. Okay, I admit this conversation is about to get tough for some of y'all as you understand that this conversation got really tough for her. First of all, the only thing authentically that you and I have to do is die. You have no choice in that matter. It's inevitable. It's going to happen. Next, having a mindset that you have to do something is playing the role of a victim. Take a look at that. You feel helpless and hopeless. You feel like you have no control. It's not the truth. That is only true if you choose to give up your power to something or someone else. Having a mindset of I have to means that you are not accepting personal responsibility for what you are doing. If you live in a space of compliance, life will happen to you and you will feel like a victim. No one can make you do something or make you feel inadequate unless you give them permission to do so, unless you relinquish your power to that individual. As life and its circumstances challenge you, if your response is, I have to, then you are completely abdicating personal responsibility for the choice that you are making to do or not to do. If your daily mindset is, I have to go to work, your daily mindset is, I have to do better. I have to take care of my family. I have to lose weight. I have to control my temper. I have to eat better. I have to be a better parent. I have to treat my partner better. If your mentality, your mindset is, I have to be more disciplined with my money, then you are playing a victim role to the choices you are presently making. Be clear about that. What will be different for you when your attitude shifts from I have to and you begin to see the value of I get to? What an incredibly powerful mindset that is. I get to be healthier. I get to be more disciplined. When you establish what work-life balance means to you, then you can make a commitment to find the right fit for you. I get to do that. When you determine what environment you are committed to work in, then you can choose to be committed to help create and maintain that environment so you don't have to, you get to. You choosing to be a victim will never create the environment or the relationship that you want. When you determine how you want to be treated in a relationship, it is up to you to find and grow that relationship that you get to be in. There truly are no victims in the context of this conversation. There are only volunteers. And the reason that that is true is because one of the greatest gifts that every one of us has is the gift of choice. If I am choosing to be a victim, then I am absolutely making the choice to volunteer to be that victim. Let's do this. Imagine that you had a scale today to measure your commitment or compliance to the choices you are making. Let's say the needle is at the 12 o'clock position on the scale. When the needle moves clockwise, that means that you are receiving positive consequences from your choices. When the needle moves counterclockwise, you are experiencing negative consequences from your choices. When you think about how you feel about your job or business, does your needle move left or does it move right? When you think about whether or not you get to or you have to do this job, does your needle move left or does it move right? When you think about your significant relationships and your level of satisfaction in the relationships, does your needle move right or does it move left? Do you have to or do you get to be in this relationship? Be aware in this present moment that wherever you are and whatever you are doing, it is because you are choosing to be there and you are choosing to do whatever you are doing. If you are going to be there and things are not as they should be for you, change your approach until you get to what you want. If what you want is not available to you where you are, then have the courage to make the choice to move on and find or create what you want. Do I have to? Do I really have to? Nope, you don't. However, you get to make life happen because of you if you want to. I am Mike Jones, President of Discover Leadership Training. If you benefited from this, we ask that you subscribe to the Pod Blast. If you really, really benefited from it, we're asking you to share it with the people in your life. Give them an opportunity to benefit from it as well. And always remember, if you are not living your life on the edge, you are taking a fall. Too much room.
Here we go now.